inflow notch right now. Very strong inflow notch in southeastern Wayne County. Boy, that is a very strong signature for strong gusty winds at least, and more than likely a tornado. We don't have any ground truth to it, but again, Puxico, I've been talking about you for quite some for a long time. This is still going to move right near the Puxico area. If it holds together, it'll be going across the southern Bollinger County line. It'll be headed towards the Advance area possibly. So we've got a very intense thunderstorm with a strong rotation that is south and east of Greenville. And boy, you can really make out that hook. For you folks in Poplar Bluff, these storms are staying to your north. For the Elsinore area, these storms are out of your neck of the woods right now. We've got another strong storm to the northwest of Van Buren. We are watching more storms out to the west for Elsinore, Van Buren, and possibly Doniphan. But right now, these are behaving. They're nowhere near as intense. And as we go back up towards our Madison County storm that's moving out of Iron County, this earlier was showing some rotation. We'll see, we got a little bit of an inflow notch right there as well. We'll take a quick look at the velocity, and now we are seeing a little rotation. You can see it right there, and it's headed once again towards Highway 67, but this time it's Highway 67 in Madison County. Midway through the county, basically, about 5 miles south of Fredericktown is where that will likely hit. We're seeing the possibility of a tornado trying to develop here in Madison County as well. But our biggest concern, our greatest concern for you folks living in the Wayne County area, we have a very intense thunderstorm that is showing signs of rotation and the possibility of a tornado. We have another possible tornado with this storm just south and east of Piedmont. Right in this general area would be where the rotation is. I think that I think they did a little work. Yeah, they're really focused. Paducah's focusing in on this storm right here because they've kind of switched things up to where they're in the purple haze with the Piedmont storm.
Ping pong ball size hail 9 miles south of Greenville.
Okay.
On F Highway.
Ping pong balls hail with this as it crossed the area.
Coming down really hard, they said.
Yeah, I imagine that imagine just covering the ground with ping pong ball size hail. That's just amazing. So here's that rotation in Madison County. The rotation near Piedmont looks a little weaker right now coming from the St. Louis radar. So hopefully that is a good sign and that storm will continue to weaken. But boy, we really have a tremendous storm. And Laura and I have been watching these models that we watch for guidance. And I got to tell you, they all pinpointed on a very large storm developing somewhere across southwestern parts of our viewing area and then moving east-southeast during the evening hours. And that may be it right there. That may be the one that it locked on. But we've got the storm in Madison County and we've got the storm in Wayne County. For you folks in Cape Girardeau County, I know we have some rumbles of thunder possibly. Let's put on the lightning display, see if we're getting any lightning out of this activity. Not yet, no lightning with this activity, but we are getting lots of lightning in northwestern Bollinger County towards the Perryville area. I'll pan up just a bit because I know there's probably a lot of folks in Perryville wondering what's going on. We've got a pretty strong storm in southwestern Perry County, Missouri. We'll take a look at the winds inside it. And again, from the St. Louis side, we're not seeing much. And from the Paducah side, we're not seeing much. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's kind of get an idea of what this is. And it's a continuation of our storm in the Princeton area. So this would be the last of this storm as it moves out of our area in about 20 minutes or so. Right now, it's moving across the Princeton area. The possibility of hail. This severe thunderstorm warning goes out until 8
Hey, Grant, the rotation in that one's a little stronger, too.
It has? Okay, well, let's switch sources. Thank you. That's why it's always great to have two eyes, or I guess really we have four eyes, two sets of eyes on the storm. So let's go ahead and look at that. Because again, it looks like that polygon was drawn a little bit more to the east-southeast.
It's not tight yet, but it's rotating.
All right, let me zoom in a little more. And this is right near the Princeton area. And this is the one that produced all the pictures of hail that we showed you that covered the ground as looking like snow. So here we go. We're looking in the Princeton area, and yeah, there it is, right along Highway 293. That's getting a little stronger there, Laura. I'm glad. Thanks for pointing that out. So we've got that rotation that is developing now just to the southwest of Princeton. So Princeton, we're going to give it a little bit of time. You may have a tornado warning issued for this. Well, the latest update's a little weaker, thankfully. But yeah, that was. So we need to monitor this as closely as we can. Another tornado possible, but again, the low-level wind flow in the Princeton area is not as favorable to get the the rotations down to the ground. I see more pictures over here in other source. I don't know if you could pop those out. That really looks like this is Piedmont. Okay, look at that. Piedmont near HH. We've just got a lot of hail. It's looking like almost like snow on the ground. And is this Piedmont as well? This from the same folks? Okay, same folks. And I'm trying to kind of gather. Yeah, I can see the branches, and I can see some of these hail look a little bigger, like there and there. It's at least quarter size, I would say. Most of it looks like it's about dime or pea to dime size hail, but every once in a while you see one there, one there, one there. I would say those are at least quarter size. And man, it is just accumulated. Look at the corner of the yard there. You can't see the ground. It's just all white with the branches, as we were mentioning, breaking off from that storm. So again, a lot of hail with the core of these storms that move across the area. So Princeton, we're watching this storm for you closely. Again, we're not quite ready to say get in your safe spot just yet. We want you inside. We want you away from windows, but the rotation just isn't extremely tight right now. It was looking that way 5 minutes ago when Laura shouted out right where that marker was at 293. So thankfully, hopefully that doesn't re-intensify. But we are seeing very strong rotation with our storm right here. And I'm expecting this tornado warning to get extended into Stoddard County here shortly. The good news about these storms is they are kind of moving a little slow. So we have time to warn folks with these storms. A lot of times our tornado warning storms will move at about 60 miles per hour. And these are moving about a third that speed tonight. So that's definitely good news. The bad news is the storm's over you for a long time. We still have that pronounced hook right here with this strong storm. We've got this strong storm right here. We'll see what the winds inside the storms look like. We still see rotation here. We got rotation here. This is looking a little broader to the south and east of Piedmont. They've changed the settings again because they're looking at this storm right now to see how the rotation is on it. But we are continuing to watch rotation with this storm to the southeast of Greenville. And this storm produced a lot of hail, as we've been talking about. We're still seeing a pretty decent sign of rotation right there. It's nowhere near as strong as it was when it was crossing 67, but it's still strong enough to where we need to be concerned with. And again, this storm is moving towards northern Stoddard County. For you folks in the Puxico area, I'll put a track on the rotation itself. I'm not going to put a track on this hail core. I'm going to put a track just out ahead of where that rotation is to give you a few minutes to get to your safe space if it continues to move off to the east at about 20 miles per hour. I'm going to go about 25 to give you a few extra minutes to get to your safe spot. So here we go, and you can see based on its current track, Puxico about 740, 749 in Kinder. You can get some of these communities, again, across northern Stoddard County. Dexter, you're right here. This storm will likely stay well to your north. At least that's the way it looks right now. And these storms would stay south of the Cape Girardeau-Jackson area, also Scott City. But this storm could head towards the Sikeston area as we head over the next. It would take, I guess at this speed, it would take at least 2 hours to get to the Sikeston area based on the speed these storms are moving tonight. Any other updates, Laura, on these storms?
No updates, just getting lots and lots of pictures, of course, of hail. A lot of them coming from the Piedmont area where it's piled up into mounds almost by buildings and by people's homes. Dime-sized hail reported just recently 4 miles north of Van Buren. Besides that, just, the National Weather Service, of course, watching rotation as well, just as we are. But no reports of any damage. Let's hope that's because there isn't any damage out there. Sometimes it can take a little time for some of those damage reports to make their way into the newsroom. But let's hope it's because there is no damage right now. But again, I know many of you are saying, okay, you're not talking about my community. When is that storm going to hit my community? And we are trying to track these and keep you updated on them. Grant just mentioned a couple towns out in advance that need to take warning, even though you aren't necessarily under an official warning. You need to think about, okay, where will I move? Where will I put my family in the next hour or so if this threat continues? Because right now, it does not look like we're going to see this really fizzle out anytime soon. Unfortunately, it looks like this could be kind of long-lived as these storms move pretty slowly off to the east at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and track those rotation spots for you. Again, this isn't going to be when it will start raining or even when it will start hailing. I'm going to track that best chance for the rotation to hit your house, because at this point that's what we're concerned with. Just know that the hail could even start earlier than what I'm tracking here. So I'm going to track this one just north of Puxico. Going to bring down that speed just a little bit here.
We got a new tornado warning out real quick for the Princeton area.
Okay, so that storm we were watching.
Yeah.
There's a quick track on that. Hickman 737, Pike, Van Duzer at about 8:20 if it continues. Grant, you want to go ahead and get to the Kentucky storm?
Let's get to that storm we were monitoring closely. Real quick, what you're seeing right here is rotation again south of Fredericktown. Wouldn't surprise me if we end up getting a tornado warning with this either, as it's in a favorable environment now. But the new tornado warning was with that storm. You can see it's near the Princeton area. This is a tornado warning out until 8 o'clock. It'll be moving out of Caldwell County here in the next 30 minutes or so. Again, it's moving east of Princeton right now, and radar showing the possibility of a tornado in this storm right here, moving off to the east-southeast. So we're going to get to that now and zoom in and take a look at some of our other sources. Again, we've been talking about these two giant storms. We got to watch this storm too, as it could clip southern Ripley County. But we do have a new tornado warning out for parts of western Kentucky. As we continue to monitor this closely, it is moving in towards the Princeton area and along Highway 91 and 672 here. That's where we're seeing the possibility of a tornado that could develop. And there it is. Yes, it has strengthened up. It's a little tighter now. You see that fuchsia right there next to the green. We'll change sources there and take a look at it through one of our scopes and see what's going on with this storm, as it is in the, again, the southeastern part of Princeton right now. There's the possible tornado that is moving across parts of western Kentucky right now. I'm going to zoom in even closer to it so we can get you some more of these roads and get you an idea of who needs to be in their safe spot right now. We are talking about the possibility of a tornado moving across Highway 91, Highway 128. Again, this is to the east and southeast of Princeton. If you're on the eastern side of Princeton, you need to be seeking shelter right now. If you're on the western side of Princeton, it's good to be away from windows right now, but the actual circulation is just off to your east. If you live along Highway 672 there east of Princeton, you want to be in your safe spot as well. We're talking about a basement if you have one. If you don't have that basement, like we say, you want to get into your lowest level of your house, an interior room, put as many walls between you and the outside to help keep you safe. Again, we have a tornado warning out. And again, Laura, as they say how long this goes out to, I guess it'll be in our area for about another 20 minutes based on the speed. But they give
till 8 p.m. officially.
Till 8 p.m. And this is for Caldwell County. Did they give a speed on it? I mean, we've been tracking it about
30.
Oh, 30. So they've sped it up a little bit. And that's an interesting site what Laura has. Laura, what is that? That was the Paducah site?
Yes.
And you're using the storm relative through that scope? Let me see because that looks even stronger than what I just showed a second ago. It looks like this is strengthening as it heads east of Princeton. So we're seeing, look at that. Yeah, right there. There we got a possible tornado about to cross Highway 128. And let's see if we get, and we don't have any signature of debris, but again, the rotation is very tight right here. And that's going to, we'll have to watch this closely to see if we get a debris signature here in just a second, because that was a tight couplet. Let me show you what I mean right here. We'll go back to the winds. You see that little green dot next to this fuchsia. That is extremely strong winds going towards Paducah, strong winds going away from Paducah. That is very tight rotation. It's very small, but it's very tight and it's strong. So we could very well be seeing a tornado on the ground, and it's right in that hook echo, right in the hook. And this is from Highway 91 south along Highway 128. This is to the southeast of the Princeton area. A possible tornado moving off to the east-southeast at about 30 miles per hour. So near the intersection of 91 and 672, you're going to have some issues here very shortly with the possibility of a tornado. So let's extend back out, take a look at everybody, because we have that Caldwell County tornado. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Madison County, and that's for that cell right here that we've been watching. I'm waiting to see if they extend that tornado warning into Stoddard County, because this has been showing very strong signs of rotation. This rotation near Piedmont has weakened just a bit. We have a new storm that is developing to the southwest of Piedmont, moving into Wayne County. And then we have another strong storm near West Plains that's going to clip southwestern Ripley County. And if it holds together, it will be headed towards the Malden area in few hours. So we've got a lot going on. We talked about this earlier, that this is going to be a long night because the atmosphere is just conducive for tornadoes to develop and for rotating thunderstorms. And unfortunately, that is what we're seeing. I know for folks that are wanting to tune into the regular programming, I'd say a lot of the heartland is not being impacted by this right now, but there are a lot of folks that are in harm's way right now. And if you were in harm's way, we'd be on the air for you as well. We will not go off the air until everybody is safe tonight in the heartland from this threat of severe weather. So let's zoom back into our storms in Wayne County, because we're getting a couple of inflow notches on either storm.
The Wappapello Fire Department is reporting strong rotation.
And that would be located right there near west of Puxico, right? That's right where that inflow notch is, where I was pointing towards. And we've got another inflow notch right here. So we have the possibility of 2 tornadoes in Wayne County. And you can see there's that rotation right here near Wappapello. Here's this other rotation that is going to cross Highway 67 here in just a few minutes. We'll scope the storm that is over Wappapello right now and see what it looks like with the when we take a look at the storm relative winds. And we're seeing basically 2 little couplets, but that would be the strongest one right there that we were watching. Well, you know, it's not matched up with the inflow notch. That other one is matched perfectly with the inflow notch. Right there. Wow. So that is tight. That is very tiny. That little green next to the red, that is a tight rotation. And this is more of a broad rotation. It's not to say we don't have 2 rotations, because a lot of times strong supercells can produce 1 or 2 tornadoes at the same time. We'll scope back to here, and there's the rotation here to the west, southwest of Greenville. So we've got the possibility of 2 tornadoes right now in southeast Missouri. We've got a possibility of a tornado right now in western Kentucky to the southeast of Princeton in Caldwell County. So that's our main concern right now. We've got another very, very strong storm that is it's headed towards Marquand. It's going just south of Fredericktown. It's going to be headed towards Marquand. Across northern Bullinger County, we're getting some very strong activity as well. We're going to take a look at all that here in just a second, but I want to zoom back in to western Kentucky near the Princeton area to get you caught up on this possible tornado that we were seeing that had that very, very tight rotation just a second ago, and see if we got any other aspects on it that we can look at, see if it's showing hints of a tornado on the ground. And well, it's not as tight as it was, but it definitely is still showing up a little rotation. And we'll take a look to see if there's any hint of debris. And there really isn't any hint of debris with that signature right now. So a possible tornado located right there. This is moving right along Highway 91. It's going to cross where Highway 91 and 672 cross in Caldwell County to the east of Princeton. That is where that possible tornado is, and it is moving off to the east, southeast at about 30 miles per hour. Princeton, you see you are in that tornado warning, but the rotation is now to your east, to the main part of Princeton. I'm not sure how far out the city limits go or the town limits, but in the center of Princeton, the storm is out of that area. It's on the eastern side of Princeton, headed towards the intersection of Highway 91 and Highway 672 right now. You need to be in your basement if you have one, or, again, the lowest level of your home in that center interior room with as many walls between you and the outside. Okay, we did get an update. We've got a new tornado warning out, and this is for Bullinger County and Stoddard County. For southern Bullinger County, Stoddard County until 8:15, and parts of extreme eastern Wayne County. It's because of this possible tornado right here that's moving out of Wayne County, and it does include the Puxico area. We've been talking about you for quite some time. If you live north of Puxico along Highway 51, towards Highway 51, I guess that's between Puxico and Advance, I think, which you get in that general area. You definitely need to be seeking shelter, getting in your safe spot. New Lisbon, it's headed your way as well. That is a possible tornado, and that warning goes out. I just missed that. Was it 8:30 that they're going towards for that new warning?
Let's see here, 8:15.
8:15. So let's take a look at this new tornado warning, and I also want to take a look at the storms that are moving into Madison County, because it earlier was showing some rotation as well. Here's that new tornado warning. You can see the hook echo right there, and again, it's moving off to the east, southeast at about 25 miles per hour. This storm's looking a little interesting as well in northern Bullinger County, north of Glen Allen, And this is the storm we were watching that's crossing Highway 67 right now that possibly had some rotation. We got a little rotation forming right there north of Glen Allen. This is in northern Bollinger County. This is going to be near Highway 72, near where the Whitewater Creek, Whitewater River is, the lower and the upper Whitewater in this general area. That's where that's going to be headed. I think it's near Cedricville. We can zoom in a little bit closer. Again, this is just developing. It's not intense, but it is something that is developing right now. And again, it would be moving towards Cedricville, as you can see right here. Here's Highway 72, and that's our possible rotation just to the west of Highway 51. And you can see just to the east of Marquand. It's close to the Scopus area as well. You can see Scopus here. That will likely stay just to your west. But if you're in northern Bollinger County, keep a heads up. We're going to be monitoring this for you closely. Right now, it doesn't look strong enough to produce a tornado, but they got to start from somewhere. So this one could eventually get strong enough. And again, Cedricville, it's headed your way. It'll be there in about 10 minutes. So at about 7:40 or so is when it'll be in your neck of the woods. All right, I'm going to pan out just a bit. I want to take a look at the other storm that is in Madison County. And we do have a little bit of rotation here. Not great.